A few days ago from Texas, telling me that someone was trying to get in touch with me about some guitar that had been lost years ago, and I couldn't imagine what it was all about until they said that the guitar was bright turquoise, and then that only led to one thing in my life that I've had that's turquoise that I had specially made. And sure enough, it was a friend that I just met today that I consider a very noble human being to go to the trouble to find me. He saw an old Austin City Limits video of me playing this turquoise guitar that he had bought in a pawn shop somewhere between 89 and 91. And that was the very guitar that I had stolen about 3 blocks from here in 1986, right where Mission Street hits the freeway. We were staying in some old hotel there that didn't have any security, and we had played the Keystone in Palo Alto the night before. We all remember the Keystone. We played the Stone in San Francisco before that. And we had, that whole week was haywire. We were doing a show in Santa Cruz, and Dwight Yoakam was on the bill. And after the show, my friend Davis McClarty, who played drums, and Jimmy Pettit, who played bass, and David Grissom, who played guitar, they were going out to get something at a Taco Bell and got crushed into by a car that ran a stop sign and totaled the rent-a-car and made Jimmy Pettit have a big knot on his head about the size of a boiled egg. In fact, from then on, we always called Jimmy the Bump. But this whole thing happened, and then we had 3 days off, and so we came in and parked our equipment truck with our rent-a-car, with our new rent-a-car that we had traded in. And that night, every bit of the gear was taken from this truck. And the next night we were playing over in Berkeley, and all the radio stations came on and announced what had happened to us, and all the San Francisco musicians came and brought us amplifiers and drums and everything to make the gig in Berkeley that night. And we saw what one hell of a community this is here. But we didn't have a clue. Everything was just kind of had vanished. I had 2 guitars, and a bass amp, and Grissom had an old Marshall amp. And so that's part of the story. Y'all want to hear this? I don't want to bore anybody, but this is really fascinating. Okay, so along with the instruments, the thieves had also taken our road manager's briefcase, which listed every gig that was upcoming in the hotels we were staying at. So a few weeks later, I started getting a call every evening about 6:30 or 7 to my whole, by this time we were on the East Coast. We were in Washington, D.C., New York, Boston, up there. And every night I'd get a call saying, "I've got your gear. And if you pay enough for it, I'll get it back." And one of the detectives that was working on the case had found some of the stuff in a drug bust and gotten some of it back. I think David got one of his things back. But anyway, he said, "Well, if they call again, just keep them on the line as long as you can." And so finally, after about 4 nights, I kept this guy on the line and got a call later on from the police department. He said, "Look, there's good news and there's bad news." And I never like to hear something put like that. He said, "The good news is we did trace the call. The bad news is a call was coming from the San Francisco Police Department. And that was the end of the line. And got a nice letter from Mayor Dianne Feinstein at the time. I said, I hope I didn't take it out on her city. And of course, you can't take anything like that out on the city. But I just thought it was so interesting. And then when I get a call through my office from Matt Wright, who had found this guitar in a pawn shop and then didn't know anything about it for 26 years. And then he went to the trouble, he saw something on an Austin City Limits thing of me playing a turquoise guitar. And for him to go to the trouble of actually seeking me out after all this time and then bringing the guitar, I just thought that that just doesn't happen all the time. And I would like to introduce my new friend, Matt Wright. The exact wear and tear that was on it when he found it, because I put every one of those marks on there with a belt buckle. So just give Matt a great hand. Well, that's not the end of the story, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot more episodes to this.
Sure, guys.
I just want to thank you so much. I mean, you know, things like this don't happen every day, and only in San Francisco could something like this happen.
Y'all want him to play it?
After all that,
This will be the first time that I've played this guitar in many years.
Oh my God!
yeah, let me see. Wow. Nice.
Oh, they tuned it up, didn't
Well, it's cheek to cheek, and it's face to face. If I told you once, I told you twice. East is east, west is west. Fire is fire and ice is ice. That wind gonna blow tomorrow, just like it blow today. Someday when your bones turn to dust, that wind's gonna blow you away. Well, mistakes are alright if you make them yourself, but they ain't worth a damn, they're not your own. You can read the news, you can sing the blues, dance off in the dark all alone. That wind gonna blow tomorrow, just like it blew today. Someday when your to the Rio Grande. I have crossed the streams, I've lost some dreams. I seen a golden circle in the sand.